Live. Hello, 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 hello. Hi everyone, Dion Johnson here, also known as a Womaologist. Welcome to Influencer. I'm really excited about this broadcast, even if you're a tad nervous still. Every time you have to press that go live button, it just like, well, my stomach just goes bloop, bloop, bloop. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you're joining, I'd love it if you would say hi to me so I know that I'm not here talking to myself. Even if you're watching on the replay, go ahead and say hi. And any comments or questions that you have, put them in the chat and I'll see if I can keep an eye on that chat as we go through this. Influencer is the place to be if you're a woman in senior leadership, if you are a CEO, a director, head of service, head of department, a strategic lead, particularly in public service. You serve in an organization that has a remit around serving the public. You help people when they're in trouble, when they're sick, when they're lost, when they're vulnerable, when they are disenfranchised or marginalized or somehow needing support. You are those that lead organizations, charities, public services, primary healthcare, legal systems. You know, you serve the public, and if that's you, then I'm really glad that you're here. My name's Dion Johnson, the Womaologist, and my work is really all about supporting you to be more influential in your role, to make your mark, to have your voice seen, heard, and taken seriously by the people that you work with, so that you can create inspiration and buy-in and lead change that's really important, that change that really matters. So if that's you, I've been talking for the last couple of minutes. I'm hoping that people will join me as I go. But if that's you, you're really, really welcome. If that's not you, I know that other people watch this video. Not necessarily a woman in senior leadership, but you watch this video anyway. And if you're here, then obviously you're welcome. And I hope you get what you've come for out of this. Today, I'm talking about the topic, the illusion of the brick wall. The illusion of the brick wall. And really, I've been having this conversation with you in my head for the last few days, and thought, you know what, to hell with it. I'm going live and I'm going to share this on video. So it's come from the week I've had, really. The topic today is grounded in the week that I've had. It's been one of them weeks that's been really, really challenging. And before I tell you about my week, I want to just tell you how proud I am that I am a woman of influence. I'm committed to, I love saying to my clients that this is a guru-free zone, that I am a woman on the leadership evolution journey just like you. I practice what I preach. I eat the message that I dish up. You know, that I'm on this road to improving and evolving and transforming as a woman of influence myself. And so I just take this really seriously. And I love I love being able to be honest about that, and to relieve myself of the burden to have to have aced this and have this down, and you know, and I've arrived somehow, because I haven't. I'm on the journey too, and the kind of journey that I help my clients along, I'm very much committed to in a very personal way too. So today's message is really, I want to share with you the week that I've had, the week in the life of this influencer, this woman of influence, this senior leader. And it's been a rough one. I feel like I cried a river this week. I feel like, you know, everything that could go wrong. I feel like I've hit a brick wall. I feel like I've hit a brick wall. And that's why today I'm talking to you about the illusion of the brick wall. So what happened, first of all, was that, well, on my journey as an influencer, I've realized over the last 12 months, I've been really working to organize and work out and improve my finances. So I've been working at, you know, clearing debt, saving, putting my affairs, my financial affairs in order. And that's been going really, really well. I cleared a load of debt last year. And so now here we are, almost halfway through 2019, and I really realized that I've hit this really amazing place. And I wanted to mark the occasion by buying myself a brand new purse and getting some cash out of the bank, putting it in my purse as a kind of symbol, as a ceremony actually to myself, to mark this new level of finances. It was a declaration that I was making to myself that I'd reached this new place in my finances, that I will never again have an empty purse. I will, that this is my new beginning financially. And then the week started off by me, a couple of days after buying the new purse, carrying the baby out of the car with all of my bags and lots of luggage. I got a granddaughter, my 1-year-old. She was sleeping. Took her out of the car, brought her up the stairs. I live on the 4th floor. We got to the front door and I was able to go into the front door, but I couldn't manage a baby and all the bags. So I left one bag outside, got inside and put the baby to lie down, but she woke up. And then when she woke up, my grandmother needed some help. So I sorted out the baby and I sorted out my grandmother. And then after a while, I thought, where's my bag? And I went back outside the front door and my bag was there, but my purse was gone. My brand new purse with this wad of cash in it that I just taken out of the bank, and it was gone. And I felt really, it was just such a blow. I just didn't expect it. It was just such a blow. It was really uncomfortable. It was just a really uncomfortable day as I sort of breathed away and just got myself to the place where I released the loss. I just kind of, released it and said to myself, you know what, you'll survive. You can absorb this loss, cancelled my cards. And they'd already, by the time I found my bag, the people that stole my purse had already used it. They'd already used my card. They'd already run up £200 worth of spending, and but it was cancelled, and end of story. I'm sure I'll get that money back, and all the rest of it. Moving on. And I don't know if it was the next day or the day after. I saw a message on Facebook, and it was, I don't know if you've seen the Danny Baker story. So Danny Baker is a Channel 5. Here in the UK, we have a Channel 5 radio show that he, is it Channel 5? One of those radio shows, a national radio show that he hosts a programme on. And hold on, let me get rid of this off my screen. And he wrote a post on Twitter that was aimed at Harry and Meghan's new baby. So I don't know if you've seen this. It's quite a big story here in the UK. But basically, Meghan, who is a mixed race, new addition to the royal family here, has just had a baby. Harry and Meghan have just had a baby, and it's a mixed race baby. And this post that he made on Twitter was of Harry and Meghan leaving hospital with their baby. So obviously it wasn't Harry and Meghan, it was a picture of a man and a woman smartly dressed, carrying a monkey, holding hands with a monkey. And so I saw this picture, and that same place that was sore from losing my purse got kind of hit again, got really trampled on with the vision of this picture, with the caption, royal couple leave hospital with their baby, or something like that. And so obviously the way that I read the picture was that the royal family were taking a monkey home. This mixed race baby, or this black baby, depending on your view, was likened to a monkey. And honestly, it really it really hurt. It really, really hurt. And, you know, part of me was, you know, saying to myself, come on, Dion, you know, pull yourself together. You know, why are you reacting like this? You know, racism isn't new. You know, don't you, Dion, how they feel about you, about Black people like you. But I couldn't, like, it really, I literally, a whole day of sort of vegging out in front of the laptop, watching the comments come in and just finding it really, really difficult to deal with, finding it really, really difficult it was painful. And so I kind of withdrew, put myself to bed early, had a gin and tonic that evening. You know, I really have cried a river this week. And when I've been looking at what that's about, one of the things that I've learned as a woman of influence on this influential development journey is that you can't ignore what you're feeling. You have to pay attention to what's going on inside. And so I just chose to really allow myself to feel these feelings, and allowed myself to cry, and allowed myself to really to experience what was going on for me, until clarity came. And then the clarity did come. The clarity came in that I realized that I'm a woman with a dream. I'm a woman who wants to influence world change. I've got a belief that women are going to influence world change, that women are here to influence world change. But the problem is, it's not going to be just one of us or a few of us, that all of us as women, if we're going to achieve this dream of mine, this vision of mine, where we change the world, where we tear down racism and inequality and injustice and unfairness, where we challenge indifference, and where we challenge unfairness in a real way, and we make things better and we improve outcomes, particularly in public service. If we're going to achieve that, then we as women really need to heal from the pain of racism, and we need to get our act together. We need to be white women and Black women need to do this thing together, and we can't be segregated, we can't be separated, we can't be divided. Women have to come together in order for us to really make a dent in this world where it comes to these giants, I call them, of inequality and injustice and isms, all the isms, racism, genderism, sexism, ageism, all of it. Like, we're going to do something about it, but before we can do something about it, we need to heal ourselves and come together. Women need to come together. So when I saw such a blatant spectacle, a show of racism still being so alive and so well, and how this man, who everyone would call a really good guy, everyone would say, you know, a really friendly, jovial, great radio presenter, having this stuff in his heart really hurt me. Felt like the message that came with his Twitter post was, Black people are inferior to white people still today in 2019. And Black people are monkeys, and, you know, white people are not, and never the two shall meet. Sort of flew right in the face of my dream and my vision for us. It kind of reinforced the doubt that it's even possible for Black people and white people to be one in the mission to make our world fairer and more equal and more just for everyone. I felt like I'd hit a brick wall. And this morning, as I was thinking about that, I realized that it wasn't really a brick wall. It was an illusion of a brick wall. It was an illusion of an obstacle, that this dream of mine is still real. This dream and this vision of mine shall come to pass. That, I feel like 50 Cent. So, what did he say? Something about die trying. So, try and die, or die trying. Like, I'm in this thing. I'm in this vision. I'm in this dream. And this brick wall that I've hit up against this week isn't enough to stop me. It's not real. It's an illusion. And I don't have to see it as a stop. I can see it as a pause to regroup. So here's what I did. I looked at the word illusion, because that's what was coming to me this morning. It was like, that's not a brick wall, Dion. That's not a brick wall. That's an illusion of a brick wall. And I looked at the word illusion, and it means an instance of wrong, misinterpreted perception of a sensory experience. Well, this week, my senses were definitely triggered by losing my purse and by reading Danny Baker's tweet. But I need now to interpret it correctly. It's just the resistance that I'm up against on my way to my dream. And, it's a deceptive appearance or impression. It's deception. It's not real. It's not true. It's a deception. It's deceptive. It's a false idea or belief. It's false. It's not real. It's not true. That as we go forward as women of influence, it means that we carry a vision, carry a dream of what we want to see going forward. And it's just part and parcel of the journey, of the influential change maker's journey, of the way of the influential change maker, that we will come up against what seems like brick walls. But I'm here today to remind you that it's just an illusion, that it's not a brick wall, that your dream and your vision, it shall come to pass. You will be the woman that influences and initiates and innovates the kind of stuff that world change is made of. You will. I just came by to tell you today, like I'm telling myself, that, it's just an illusion. It's not a brick wall. So what do you do when you come up against your brick walls on your way to the kind of instances that make you feel like throwing in the towel? The kind of incidences that make you feel like, this is not going to happen. This isn't going to work. You're wasting your time. It's impossible. Because that's what I felt when I looked at Danny Baker's tweet, and the subsequent comments and the vitriol and the solidarity of the whiteness establishment that really poo-pooed why anybody should be offended by that, because Danny didn't mean it. When I see that, when I come up against that, it really sounds like a loud put down. It sounds like a loud kick in the womb of my expectation that we're gonna create a better world. It seems like a kick. It seems like a tear down, coming up against a hard thing, and it's a lie. It's an illusion. So when you come up against those things that resist your vision, resist your efforts, resist your dream, when those things stand tall and say you can't win this, when it says you're not going to make it, then listen, I'm encouraging you to do what I've been doing this week. One, really remember that this dream, you received this dream, this vision, this desire in your heart, it found you. You didn't find it, right? It found you, and that's a signal that it wants to come. You need to remember who you are and what you're carrying. You need to get really clear on that vision again. You really need to rehearse it, remember it, meditate on it, bring it back to your remembrance. Remember what it is that you see. Remember what it is, the way that you felt when you first began to be quickened by it, when you first began to be energized by this idea that found you. Remember really remember, reconnect. I don't know what I was thinking there. No, recommit to the process, to the journey, to the road, to the path. Recommit to being in it for the long haul. Like the kind of change that you and I are talking about. This stuff isn't easy stuff. We're dreaming of the impossible. We're dreaming of world change on a whole new dimension. We're not talking about easy stuff. We're talking about doing hard things. And so it's not overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. In fact, it doesn't happen, and it doesn't happen, and it doesn't happen, and it seems like it's not going to happen. It seems like it's not going to happen. It seems like it's not going to happen, and then it will. And then it will. And so we need to be committed until it does, until it will. I'm just so excited about that. And the third thing is to reground. I think what I've been doing this week is thinking about radical steps that I can take to help me get right back into the throes of just putting one foot in front of the other, regrounding myself in my commitment to seeing racism and inequality and injustice torn down by women who are unified in the mission. I've never said it like that before, but it sounds good to me. I've regrounded. So what I did was I journaled. I stopped, I journaled, I breathed in, I prayed, I went into a time of intense worship, because that's what I do when I want to seek God's help to move me through a difficult bit. And I made some commitments. I made some radical, I think, commitments that when I see signs that white people don't accept Black people, when I see signs that suggest there's never going to be a coming together of Black and white, when I see hatred and vitriol and attacks, I'm going to choose to love you. I'm going to choose to love them. I'm going to choose to love those people that seem to be standing in my way. Now that's my stuff, but you need to ask yourself, what would be a step that you could take to really reground yourself in your commitment to seeing the impossible come to pass in your sector, within your sphere of influence? I really hope that this has got you thinking. And if you're not hitting up against the brick wall right now, then I'm encouraging you to bank this message. Put it away for a rainy day when you do hit up against the brick wall. Because one thing is for absolute sure, that when we as influential change makers, evolving senior leaders, evolving women with big dreams, with change on our mind, with world change on our mind, with public service change on our mind, we women are definitely 100% without doubt going to be coming up against these brick walls. And I want you to remember then that it's not really a brick wall, it's an illusion of a brick wall. I hope you enjoy this episode of Influencer. I hope you've taken some notes. I hope you subscribe to this page so you never miss a broadcast, and that you can come back and watch this over and over again. I really am cheering you on. If you want a conversation with me, then get in touch at connect@thewomaologist.com. I'm really excited about hearing your comments and hearing about your experiences of brick walls and transforming those into the illusion of brick walls. And yeah, just keep in touch. Let me know how you're getting on, and I'll speak to you on the next episode of Influencer. Take care. Bye.